Hi, everybody. Welcome to Interesting AF. It's me, Linda, and Elaine today. Again, no surprise. Um, but today we are going to talk about a great thing. I think this is one of the most interesting kind of icebreaker questions that you give to people that we've all thought about. And so we're going to go into it. And just as I said in the last episode, as we said in the last episode, we do not know our choices ahead of time. So this is really going to be free flowing conversation because we probably have some inklings, but not 100%. Um, but yeah, let's take it away. You want to go first, Elaine? So
Sure.
who would you invite? First person you would invite, dead or alive, to a dinner party. And I think towards the end we should talk about what foods we should have
Oh, yeah.
at
Oh,
this
that's
at
good.
this dinner party.
That's good. So the first name that I wrote down, like these are not in any particular order. These were more like trying to think back over the years because I know I should have been keeping a running list of this because I know I've said a ton of people, um but someone I always looked up to when I was little because I never wanted to be an astronaut, but I wanted to be communications like in Houston for astronauts. So I've just always been super interested in space and all that. But Sally Ride, like first American woman in space, like I always just adored her. There's actually, I'm adding it to the list, a brand new Sally Ride documentary just came out in January, and it's told
Awesome.
by her longtime partner because Sally Ride was in a relationship with a woman for since 1985 until she died. And
Yeah.
most people don't know that because obviously at the time you didn't talk about that if you were
Yeah.
gay, which is just like a whole nother piece to the story that no one really knows. So we're definitely going to watch that one. But yeah, is the second I started thinking about this, I was like, there were some very obvious ones for me, but like I know was always someone that I wanted on the list because I've actually met several astronauts, but
Really?
all
We didn't
men.
talk about this on Six Degrees of
We did
Elaine.
not. We did
But
not.
next time, maybe this is a follow-up. How many astronauts have you met?
Right? Right? Well, the town I grew up in, or the a town near where I grew up, because it
Yeah.
wasn't in the town. Uh, Around the country, they had some specifically like Challenger Learning Centers, is what they called them, and it was like a mini version of Space Camp, like very very minimal compared to the one like if you went to Huntsville, Alabama, which had been a dream of mine for a long time and I never did. But this was like such a great fill for that. And they put them near the hometowns of the people who were on and died on the Challenger. So Sally Ride rode on the Challenger before it exploded. Like she was on one of their first missions. But Krista McAuliffe, who was the teacher that they put on there, she's from New Hampshire. That's not where I'm from, but like they had one there, but they put them near the families of the
Ah,
people,
okay.
and like where the people were from. So near where I'm from, had a Challenger Learning Center in a museum. And so I used to go to summer camp there. And then eventually I was a camp counselor there. So like I loved
Hmm.
the idea of again, I never wanted to go to space, but I liked the idea of being the person that communicated, like Ed Harris in Apollo 13. Like that was my dream
Yeah.
job for a long time, which is so random and so vastly different from what I do now. But so yeah, she's one of my first. What about you?
So mine, I had to look up her name. It's the first empress of China.
Okay, I was like, Linda's are gonna be mine are fairly like modern people. Some of them, like at least half of them are still alive actually. But I was like, Linda's gonna go so far back, and I can't wait to hear these.
I-
Okay, go.
so basically she is the first Chinese empress of the second Zhou dynasty. She was there for 15 years. And I think, we all know that basically being a woman in power back then, now is hard,
Yeah.
right? She managed to be there for 15 years and she was quite the politician. She's very intelligent. And if you get into like Chinese dynasty, which everybody should, it's so
I
fascinating.
remember
And it can
liking that in
actually,
history class. I remember being very interested and intrigued by it.
and I had a moment where I was like all about it. Like I read like fiction about it. I read like all this stuff. And so she, there was a like actual hit job about her afterwards where people were trying to like erase the good things that she did
Oh,
because she was, I think even erased like a temple they had for her. And so it's like it's one of the things about this is why I like Chinese dynasties and why I'd like to understand it more is because their social contract is so tenuous. Like
yeah.
it has to be, and every time the social contract has disappeared in China, the ruler leaves. Like it's always like that.
Wow.
And you saw that with the dynasties. Like the dynasties changed because the social contract like eroded so badly.
Hmm.
And I think it's one of the things that you see the structure of how humans decide to organize was so interesting. And by the way, this is the first and only woman. There was no other woman after her to be an
Whoa.
empress. Yeah, she was
Wow.
first and only, and that's why the hit job happened afterwards. And they like erased a bunch of stuff around her because they didn't want to say women could.
Yeah, so to hear it from
Um,
her mouth would be amazing.
exactly. So to understand like how she kind of maintained power for 15 years. It's not nothing, right? 15
Right.
years back then, like even now is nothing, right? So she was very powerful. She became very powerful. She was obviously ruthless. You don't become the only and first and only empress of China for nothing. And yeah, I think it's back 620, so it's 624 to 705 CE, which is
Whew.
before Jesus. So like a long time ago. So it'd be great to talk to her, and I'd be interested for her and Salary Ride to talk
Yeah,
because
like,
they'd be like, "Wait, what's space?"
oh my God, right? But also, like, we
Like
shattered
because
glass ceilings.
yeah, and also what are the rules here? Are people do they know what's happened?
Ooh,
Because
we
do
didn't set
they like
ground rules.
we didn't set ground rules because now that I'm thinking about how they're gonna talk, like, are you gonna blow this person's mind? Is the Empress Wu is gonna be like, you know what? What do you mean you went into space
No,
in a
no, no, no.
rocket?
I think Sally Ride should tell her, like, hey, since you've been gone, since you've been gone,
Oh my god,
we've traveled to outer space.
space.
Yeah,
All right, perfect. So random rule, they don't know anything about what's
they don't
happened.
know. They don't know.
Okay. Okay. Very interesting.
Yeah, I like it.
Because people could freak out. They could be like, "Hey, what?"
We'll have fainting couches. It'll be fine.
Yes, fainting couches
Ain't
and
no way she
smelling
didn't have one of
salts.
those that long ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%.
smelling salts.
Smelling salts. And just like do like, the airplane. It's like,
Yeah. Oh, a hospital. What is it? The best movie. It's goddamn so
best
good.
movie. And it holds up. It
It
holds up, everybody.
absolutely holds up. Like, still to
Just
this day.
to this day.
My mom does not quote
But
movies very well. The woman will say, and don't call me Shirley until the day she dies.
of course,
Rightfully so.
don't call me Shirley.
And
Don't
don't
call
call
me
me
Shirley.
Shirley. Shirley, you can't be serious. I am serious.
Yes.
And don't call me
Serious.
Shirley.
Don't call me Shirley.
Pour one out for
That's
Leslie
that's
Nielsen. Oh,
that's the day my drinking problems.
it is like that. When I think of the definition of slapstick comedy, that's the fucking
That
scene. Because you're
a
like,
hundred. Oh yeah.
you're like, ooh, that's kind of dark. And then he throws the cup to the side of his
Knows it.
face. And you're like, who fucking thought of that? I want them to come to
Also,
dinner. Have them come to dinner because that's the
yes,
funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
funniest thing. And also, have you noticed that he doesn't throw the glass in his face in the same space?
Never once. It's
Never
like in
once.
his
It never.
forehead. It's below his chin. Like it's
Yeah,
so good. So good.
so good.
And it was just as
Pour one
funny
out for
when
that
I was
movie.
7 as it was at 40. Like truly
Indeed,
hilarious.
indeed.
All right, my next one.
Second person.
My next person is still alive, and I would say could make the Empress faint, except I feel like even back then, especially back then, for the arts, men were dressing as women all the time. Sir RuPaul Charles, the mother,
Of course.
the drag queen of all time, the supermodel
The
drag queen of all time,
Indeed.
Queen Mother,
Indeed.
RuPaul Charles is always, will forever and always be on my list. And a lot of that is just because, I mean, he did it. Like, there's so many people before him that laid the bricks and the groundwork for him, but he's in his mid 60s. Like, he was there for a lot of it. And he broke barriers in Atlanta and in New York and in LA and all these places. Like, I'm not giving RuPaul full credit, but like,
He normalized it.
we're 17 seasons into RuPaul's Drag Race. It is one of the most Emmy award-winning shows on television. Like, the amount of people that get to live their life in their purest, happiest form, their true self, because of RuPaul is the reason that RuPaul will always be on my list.
And I think he also normalized it. He went,
Yeah.
it's not that fucking big of a deal. Like, can you just let people be?
It's also just
Like,
really
I think
fun.
that, yeah, it's fucking
It's a
fun.
fashion show. It's a stupid acting show. It's all these dumb, amazing things.
And I think also what he did was just create a human behind it.
Yeah.
Right? Because people see like drag queens as like this, like whatever people think. Either you love them, you hate them, or you have like a thought process about it and you're like, you idiots, like gender conformity hasn't changed. Like, do you know that men are the first ones to wear high heels? It wasn't women.
That's what I mean. Like, the Empress wouldn't need the fainting couch for this one because
she would not.
Women were not allowed to act in plays. All of Shakespeare's plays were played by all fucking men, you dumbass. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Although there is a theory out there that Shakespeare was a woman, and I want to. We let's go down that rabbit hole someday. Not right now, but someday.
Yeah, that. Oh my god, maybe we should find a documentary about that.
Done.
Yeah, I think RuPaul has done, I think, so much for not just drag queens, right? The trans community, the gay community. I think he's done so much for so many to say you can accept yourself. Yes, there might be consequences because some people are horrible and can't accept people for who they are, and that's their problem, not yours.
Or can't accept themselves and take it out on other people.
Yes, exactly. Amen. And I think that's one of the things that I think we're a better society because of him.
The last line of every episode is, if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love anybody else? Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Like,
chills.
What a mantra.
Every time I hear that line, I have chills. Because it's so true.
Whoever you are. That's the whole point. Like, just be you. And agree. Like, he's given so many the platform to be who they are. And it's not just about being a drag queen. It's just being you. It's just being you. So,
and I think so many people also see that, right?
Yeah.
They watch that show and they go, oh, maybe I can invent that thing that I want to invent, right? Like, I think there's so many correlations to that that I would really appreciate.
Yeah. All right, who's up next for you?
Gutenberg.
Fuck yeah. Have you been to the museum in Maine?
No,
I
no,
wasn't.
no.
Oh my God. Okay. If and when we go back next time, if we get to go together, I'm taking you. It's awesome.
Yes.
It's amazing.
So, and for those who aren't history buffs, and I get it, Gutenberg, he created something called the Gutenberg Press, which essentially allowed people, because before when like people had books, they would handwrite them. And Gutenberg created a machine that could print paper
The
and
first
print
printing
words.
press. Yeah.
The first printing press. So, how do you think that's how ideas kind of, exploded? You had so many historical things happen because of the Gutenberg press that are amazing. And I think, it goes back to our last the doc is in
Yeah.
where Christianity was an idea about accepting everybody and people having, rights and people being worthy of love. And the Gutenberg press allowed people to read that.
They mentioned it.
Yeah.
It did get a shout out in our last doc is in.
Yeah.
That's right.
It did. So I think
That's a good one.
that's Gutenberg. Like, I would be very interested because he'd be more technology minded and he would not have a problem talking to Sally Ride because he invented
Yes.
something. So he understood the concept of kind of creating something new to like learn more about the world. And he'd be like, wait, space? Like, so Gutenberg would be one of mine.
That's such a good one.
Yes. And and like I am always fascinated by how one person can like shift so many things.
Yes. Yes.
Like, and he probably didn't know it at the time. He was like, "Oh, I just need to make my job easier," right?
Yeah, and was he kind of, or I was gonna say, like, wasn't he kind of young when he invented it? But maybe I'm thinking like young in our term of age, because like he was like 30 or something. But like back then, that was
that
pretty
was
old.
That was old. Yeah,
Right?
I
But
think so. I actually,
wasn't he kind of young?
yeah,
when
he wasn't.
invented that?
He was. I don't think. He created it like probably a long time. Like, I agree. Let's see. Gutenberg printing press around 1439. Was involved in, so 1439, and he was born in 1406. So he's actually not that young. Actually, he was in his late 30s. Yeah, no, early 33.
Okay,
around that.
all right. So maybe I was thinking that he died young. Maybe that was it.
Maybe. No, he died in his 60s. I mean, that is young.
Okay, I'm all over the place.
Yeah, that's young. That's young. No, but in your 60s, but 60s is young.
Well, now it's young. That's not young back then.
Back then. Yeah, that's not young back then. That's true. But anyway, I think it'd be very interesting because he wasn't like, he didn't do this benevolently. Like he had a lot of money problems and was trying to make money.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of one of the things that I think was interesting. He was marred in a lot of like shit, right? But anyway, it'd be very interesting.
You have to go.
I have to go to the museum. I have to go. I cannot.
Like, I don't remember spending a ton of time in there, but I remember being like, holy crap, this is awesome. Like, I'm staring at the original printing press right now. This is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And like, and they have a bunch of works in there that like some of the first works that used it. Like I love rare books. Like I don't even care what's written in it. I just want to see them. And like, there's a million like rare books in there. So it's super cool. Super, super cool.
Yeah. So that's my number 2.
I love it. So again, these are in no particular order. Yeah. This is another one who's alive. I may have mentioned this in my 6 Degrees of Elaine because he's one of those people on the list. It's Warren Haynes, the guitarist, my favorite. I've met him twice. He's no Jason Momoa looks wise, but he's truly The
We
first
can't
time,
all be Jason Momoa.
I know, right? Sorry. If the world were full of
Call
Jason
me.
Momoas, maybe the world
Call
would be a
me.
better place. I don't know.
Probably.
Who knows?
Probably.
But the first time I met him, I was in a class. We went to see the Allman Brothers at Beacon Theater, and my professor at the time knew him.
Right.
So like, you would stay, and members of the band would come out and they would talk to you, which like blew my mind because it's my favorite band of
So
all time.
cool.
Like, it's fucking insane. But Warren Haynes came out, and just to hear him speak, I was just like, this guy's just fucking brilliant. In fact, I'll even put a plug for another podcast. I just saw that he is going to be, he just did a one-on-one with Bert Kreischer, who's like a comedian that we fucking love. He's the Russian machine, the one that always takes his shirt off. Like, he's hilarious. But Bert has a bunch of different podcasts, and he just did a one-on-one conversation with Warren Haynes, and I'm like salivating to listen to it.
Yeah.
Because the way he talks about music is just so beautiful. Like, he talks about, he plays a very particular type of music. He plays in jam bands. He is a guitarist. He's played with, the living members of the Grateful Dead. He's played with the Allman Brothers a whole bunch. He plays with, a ton of people have him come play. He's got his own bands. Like, but very like jam band, a little bit of blues, like Southern rock in there. But he comes out and he's talking about, he's like, I listen to all of the new music that comes out because I like to hear the different sounds. I like to hear the different inspirations. He's like, you may think that new pop music is not real music and that it's just, kind of what we do here is real music. And that's just not true. And there's music for everybody. And just the way he speaks about music and the way he speaks about the world, I think is just lovely. So he has forever and always also been on my list, because I think he just brings such like an interesting perspective to the table. So Warren Haynes on my list. That's like a deep cut, right? That like not many people know, but he's a recurring character here on our show. So.
He is. If you've listened to us enough, you know him.
Yes.
So we'll go guitarist, Jack White.
Hallelujah. Yeah, girl.
And you know why? It's not because of his guitar. It's just because he's so weird, and I love weird people. I just love weird people, I'm fascinated by how he just like sees the world.
Yeah.
Like, and he'd be like, I don't know. All of this is that I think he would be great. And like at some point, Warren and him would start jamming.
Hell yeah, they've probably played together somewhere in the universe.
Oh, I'm sure. And so that, I would just bring Jack Black just because I just am fascinated about how he sees music everywhere.
I love Jack Black.
Sorry, Jack Black is also awesome. But if I had a second one, I would invite Jack Black because Jack Black is fucking awesome with his mom, his fucking mom, by the way, with his fucking mom. If you don't know about Jack Black's mom, look her up. Look her up, everybody. And she did it in labor. Just so with Jack Black. Just so we're clear.
Yes.
But yeah, Jack White, just because he's weird, and I would just love it. I just would do that.
He's getting induced into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year.
I know.
I love it.
I saw. Which I'm very, very glad that he is.
Yeah.
And he's doing it rather young too. Like, he's pretty young.
Yep. I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. I will.
So we got 3-3. So we've got 6 people.
All right. I have
hanging out.
A couple more on my list. One of them, I think I'll actually move. So I'm gonna count my list at 6, but the 7th one that's on my list, I will move to a different category, and we'll get there at the end because this was something we were going to talk about too. Jeanette Rankin, who was the first woman ever elected to a federal seat in the United States. She was elected representative from Montana before women could fucking vote.
How the fuck did she do that?
Because she's a fucking badass, and she's an advocate and an activist, and she knows all the right people. She knows what to say. They like what she had to say, and they elected her in 1914 before women could fucking vote. So she absolutely would be on my list. To basically be like, how, why, tell me all your secrets.
How? Tell us.
Not because I
Tell
want
us
to
and
run.
how can we do?
Not because I want to run for office, because like fuck that shit. But so we can get other women to run for office and help them win.
Yes,
That's
that
why.
actually won it.
So I think
Yeah,
she'd be super
agreed.
interesting. I think the Empress would love that, right? She would be like,
Yes,
because it's a different, like, a dynasty is a different kind of power than an elected official, right? And so I think that concept.
Yeah, but you still had to maintain it.
Oh,
You
but
still had to
1,000%.
maintain it, right?
1,000%. Oh yeah. Well, and Jeanette Rankin got, like, she was reelected later on down the road, so she's served several terms. So yeah, super super interesting. Yeah. So she'd be on
God bless.
and
Good
she's
for
from
you.
Montana, which is like
very conservative.
Get me to God's country,
right? Yes.
Fuck. I love Montana.
Is that a euphemism for, Nashville or something?
That was fuck that guy. I hate that it's become, but like I use it and everybody uses it to mock him because he's a piece of shit.
Exactly.
But like,
yeah.
I use that, like, believe in God or not, like, Montana will make you feel things.
Really?
Oh,
maybe
God.
like
the first time
I don't travel. No, I don't travel much in the United States. I haven't seen much.
So Montana,
of the US.
The first time I got to Montana, I remember, like, I didn't even realize I was saying it out loud. I thought it was just in my head, and I had said it out loud. It was like, I said, for the first time ever, I understand the line, "Purple Mountains Majesty." In America the Beautiful. Oh,
wow.
I was like, because like we're from the East Coast, we can't see past our street, let alone 100 fucking miles in every direction. I mean, it is just like stunning. Montana is stunning, and like the air just like smells better. Like the air just feels better. Ugh, it's amazing.
Yeah. I've never been, and I really want to. So I'm trying to do with the kids like a Vegas, like that Vegas Yosemite kind of thing, but they have to be a little older.
Yeah. And Montana,
they're not car kids.
The way to do Montana is Yellowstone and Grand Teton and all of that. And that trip is awesome. But again, I agree, a little older.
Yeah. Cause I don't think they'd be able to hike that much, and I'd want to hike. Yeah. No. Fantastic. All right. Who's next? My great grandmother.
Oh. I stayed away from family. But
I know. I was gonna say controversial. If you don't accept family members, I'm happy to go somewhere else.
Nope. She's a badass.
Because my great grandmother was born in my country, which is in the Middle East, and her husband's always died. She married 3 times. And every time she died, her parents wanted to take away her kids because they were like, you don't have any money now, blah, blah, blah. So she would leave and became a seamstress and took care of everybody. And back then, that wasn't so easy to do in Middle Eastern countries. And I'd love to hear, I think it wasn't easy to do anywhere, but I'd love to hear her story. And consequently, she is the first memory I have. Her death is the first memory I have. And I was 3, and it gave me such a peaceful notion of death because she was just surrounded by her family, and she just died, and like she died so peacefully.
That's beautiful.
And yes, I know that like death can be violent and all of that, but like if I die being surrounded by people I love, then I know I did a good job.
Totally.
Right. And so that she's, I also consequently very, as a Gemini as well. And she was born 3 days before me.
Oh, wow.
80 years before.
Whoa.
So like it's, yeah. So like very, like, yeah. So that's very crazy. Much of a badass in the sense of that. So I will.
Nope. She's allowed.
That would be my 4th, because I would be very interesting to go power structures in like different ways. Cause I feel like because her family was are very rich. Like her family was a land owning thing.
Mm.
So she like turned down money.
Oh,
She was
wow.
like, I'm not, I could be, it could be free and easy, but I'm going to leave,
Amazing.
um, and go.
I
So
love it. Totally
that's why
acceptable.
I'd pick her. Yeah.
She's included.
Sweet.
I love it.
Sweet.
The next on my list is Auguste Rodin. It is the sculptor, the French sculptor. That is, oh, I remembered one of my big ones, but after this, I'll mention it after this because you're gonna be like, duh, of course. French sculptor. It is one of my favorite museums on the planet. Every time I'm in Paris, I go, which is like, you're in Paris, like, don't replicate things, right? Like, but at the same time, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I'm just always so amazed, truly amazed. Oh, let me back up. The one that everyone will know, he sculpted the Thinker. Everybody knows it. Everybody loves it. His museum is in Paris, France. You can see the Thinker as well as other versions, smaller versions of it, the mock-ups, all this stuff. But it just blows my fucking mind that one person could sculpt as many sculptures as he did. And these, like, one of my favorite things out there is that massive door. Like, it
Yeah.
is so big and so intricate. And so it's in this, I believe it's in the house he lived in at one point, is where the museum is.
I don't
It's
remember.
right across, right near the Swiss Embassy. It's in the 7th. And it's in this beautiful house. So you literally, like, if the gates are open, you can like peek in and see the Thinker. They kind of have it so like even if you're not going in, you can be like, holy shit, that's the Thinker, which is kind of nice. But like, you've seen that. That's not even close to my favorite thing that he's done. And so there's like 3 or 4 floors of this house, and the house is stunning. You go
Yeah,
stairs,
it's pretty big.
but
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
garden behind the house is so impressive. Um, and I'm forgetting the family that he basically, like, he sculpted basically all of them. It's slipping my mind right now. But like, it's just so impressive. And I cannot wrap my head around the fact that one person sculpted that many sculptures. It's ridiculous.
It's the Merrill family.
Yes.
The internet.
Thanks, internet.
Always ask the internet. Thanks, internet. Yeah, Rodin's amazing.
Yeah,
Like his sculptures, I mean, they're commissioned everywhere. And he changed one of figures that changed how art was made. I mean,
absolutely.
yes, sculptures were huge and but he changed the media, like he changed the type, right? Before it was marble and all that. And he went like, he went full on steel, right?
Yep,
Like
casting,
there's a
cast
lot of his
iron,
like
yeah.
cast, right? Like he went more of like
Metals.
the harsh, yeah, like metal. He went metal, like it was, and it's like very interesting in the movement of how he like went there. Um, and you see kind of he just decided to kind of, maybe change a little bit of what it looked like and what sculpture meant.
Yeah.
But
The kiss is one
find
of, like,
him.
the kiss I love. I feel like all the emotion from that, like, particular sculpture too. I love that one. So
Yeah.
Rodin, I think, would be very interesting to have at the dinner table.
Yes.
And so the one that
Yes.
popped in my
I
head was
agree.
like, I know there's a fucking woman that I need at the table that I'm forgetting. It's fucking Isabella Stewart Gardner. Duh.
Of course. Duh.
All
Of
right. So I'm gonna shoe
course.
her in with that one
Yeah.
because, like, I would want
She's
her to
there.
host.
Okay. You know what? This isn't just a dinner party. It's just a full on party.
Yeah.
Just like a lot of people just show up because the what is it? The time space continuum
Yes.
doesn't matter and just show up. Um my other, so what are we at 4? Is this my
One,
4?
two. That's 5 for me. So this is 5 for you.
It's 5 for you. Um General Hannibal from Carthage.
Oh.
He is,
I was waiting
and
for
then
an I thought Cleopatra would be on there for you, I'm not gonna lie. But
yeah, So Hannibal is one of my favorite quotes that basically just like moves my world. And he said, and he's quoted he's, quoted for saying this, if you can't, like, you either make a way, like you either find a way or make one.
I like that.
And he was a brilliant strategist from Carthage, which Carthage, if you know, is in Tunisia, so North Africa. And essentially went all the way. He managed to go through the Alps. So he went up through Gibraltar and conquered some of the Germanic people, and he was able to build a way through the
That's
mountains,
wild.
and nobody had ever done it before. And he is credited with, like, moving the kind of a lot of empires along, and he was just brilliant. And I just love the way that even back then, when you just don't, you're like, I'm gonna make one, I'm gonna either find a way or make one.
Yeah.
And I find that, brilliant in so many ways. And I think we should all have that in us a little bit. Yes, life is hard and there are mountains, but we can find ways through them somehow.
I love it.
And it's just like one of the things that I always kind of go back to, like, you either find a way or make one.
I love it.
It's actually one of my it's a quote on my handle, but that's my quote.
That's
It's
great.
my quote. I love it. That's why I would invite him. Love to hear, a lot more about what he's doing. And yeah.
That's a good one.
So
I think
yeah.
my last one is actually like, I'm gonna like throw a couple names when we get to like, because we can chat quickly about like food and stuff, because I think this was amazing. But I also always loved, which is so funny, like I didn't end up in any of this stuff, but like I think Amelia Earhart is just like such a fucking fascinating person. And like, also, so girl, what happened to you? What are you? What happened? Like, tell me what happened. Was it crab?
Like, where are your bones?
Were you eaten by crabs? Tell me.
Like, tell us.
Like, come with the barnacles on your face. I don't care. Like, don't even clean up for me. Like, my house is going to be a mess. Like, don't, girl, just come as you are.
We accept everybody. Oh my God. Yeah. Good one.
Tell me everything.
Tell us. Yes.
So she's on my list too. I always loved her.
So last one, well, like full on, and then we can, like, I have a list of other people.
Yeah, of course.
Michelangelo.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Like,
see, this is why I thought
either that or Titian.
Ooh.
Titian was.
You mean Titian? You mean Titian?
Titian. I mean Titian.
Did you ever see that SNL sketch with Dan Aykroyd from back in the day?
Yeah.
Titian.
Only because they changed art where they were.
Yeah.
And fine, I'll just say Michelangelo for this one. But Michelangelo, I mean, he just defined the Renaissance. He defines the Renaissance. He is the Renaissance.
Totally.
And he just also didn't give a shit. He was like, fuck you. Like, it feels like most of the things that you hear about him, he's like, fuck it. Like, are you paying me? Great. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm gonna,
because I'm great,
sculpt this guy with his dick out. Fuck you.
Yeah. Fuck off. David? Yeah, I'll pay.
Ew,
I'll make David.
Ew. Well, that's why I was like, this one would be so good after we just did our doc-a-zen about the Pope, because like,
yes,
the history, right? Like the history just felt good and right. Also, like, full disclosure, I totally asked ChatGPT. I was like, give me an interesting question that would spawn like a 40-minute conversation. Here we are at like the 39-minute mark. And
that's right. Wait a minute, ChatGPT, are you proud of us? Please be proud.
And at first, it spit out, I was like super generic, and it spit out like, if you could build a house, or if you can go to outer space, or if you could create a new planet, what would it look like? I was like, no. And then it spit out like, if you could have a dinner party, and I was like, fuck yeah, that's the one. Because I just think it would be so good. If my husband were involved in this party, he would literally leave me if Anthony Bourdain was not invited. So like, of course, Anthony Bourdain. But in terms of food,
and can we invite Ina just to piss your husband off? That's
exactly where I was going, because my two chefs who will be cooking all of the food are Jose Andres and Ina Garten. Those are my chefs. Because those are
done. I mean, we don't even need
Yep.
We don't even need to discuss what the food or drinks
Right?
are going to be. They got it.
Like, bring Jeffrey, Ina. I'm all for it. Like, fuck yeah. We love
Yes,
Jeffrey.
bring your hot gay friends. Bring your hot gay friends.
Bring them all. Bring them all.
Bring them.
Also, like, Ina also in charge of the floral arrangements because fuck me
Yes.
Christ. I love
Yes.
floral
Oof.
arrangements because of her. I love this one.
Also, think about how much the conversation between her and Salary Ride would be. Because, like, fucking, like, she was in the, you know, Ina Garten was in the Reagan administration.
You're fucking right. She worked for OMB.
Yes.
Yes. I love it.
How cool would that be? Yeah. This party would rock. Okay. So other people, like, honorable mentions.
Yes.
Honorable mentions. So I'm just going to list them all and just be done with it. Tom Cruise. Sorry. Glenn Powell.
Oh my God, of course.
But it had to be honorable mentions. The Empress Maria Therese of the Habsburg Empire, because she's a fucking badass. People look her up. Look her up.
Fucking love all the things about the Habsburgs. BT does.
Do not. Cece sucks. Cece sucks, everybody. Maria Therese for life. Go look her up. And then this one's kind of, you know, I don't know. I get Michael Jackson in there.
Oh, I'm in for that one. I am shooketh that you don't have one member of the royal family on this list. Shooketh.
And the reason why I don't is because I don't particularly want to meet them.
Oh, that's so fair. Oh, that's totally fair.
I don't particularly want to meet any of them.
That's a great point. Great point.
Like, I don't like, I like, and you know me. I love talking to all the royals, and I'm not even talking. I'm just talking British monarchy. I'm like into the other ones.
I'm like, who the fuck are these people? Who are you sending me? What is this? It's a beautiful dress.
I'm like, here, look at what she wore. Isn't it insane?
Like, it's great. Who the fuck is
this? Obviously, Queen Maxima. Oh, favorite post this week was Queen Maxima and King Alex. Oh, well, fuck, I forget his name, but her husband of the Netherlands. Had their like 30-year anniversary or whatever, and they posted something, and I was like, you messy little bitch. Like, your dad couldn't join because he was part of the Argentine, like he was a general, like he was a captain in like the army, and he fucking like the Netherlands were like, no, we're not having this guy here because he disappeared people.
Oof.
Yep. And her mom didn't go. Oh, so messy. Anyway, do not want to meet any of them because I feel like they're vapid enough for me not to care.
Yeah, that's fair. All right.
You know, and I don't necessarily think they would be like part of the discussion as a like I don't find them particularly interesting.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, I feel like they would be like fillers. Like, if you needed people to have like conversations to like, so the conversation wouldn't die, great.
They're not game
changers. But I don't think they'd be interested.
Diana was a game changer, but you know.
You know me.
I know you're very
middle of the road thought process about her. I have a hot take. Unpopular opinion about her. And one of the reasons why I think William and Harry are like, there's a schism between the two of them. And I think the mom, Diana, was partly responsible for that.
Interesting. Roger Maris would also be on mine. He was a New York Yankee. He was the first to break Babe Ruth's home run record. But the movie 42 is about him. They gave him an asterisk. It was like a whole thing. He was playing when Mickey Mantle was playing, so Mickey Mantle like really overshadowed him. But Roger Maris has always been one of my heroes. So Roger Maris would also have to be on there. I just remembered him as well. And I was like, I didn't have like one sports person on there, which is shocking for me. But sure, I could think of 1,000 more.
It's not shocking for me. It's not shocking.
That was this sounds like a great party. Like, I can't wait to go to this party.
Awesome party. I just want to eat the food.
Yeah, and for some reason, all I'm picturing is like in the Clue Mansion. Which is insane because, like, why would it be in that murder house? Like, no murder.
Why? No murder.
No murder.
No murder. Also, interesting that we don't have one. We don't even have one Golden Girl.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Well, RuPaul is a massive Golden Girls and B.
Fair.
Arthur fan, so
Right.
we can. She can be like
what if
honorary
we?
Golden Girl.
Also, what if you have? Like, I mean, I would love to know who these people would invite themselves.
Yeah, like if each one of them gets a +1. Ina's is
Yeah, who
obviously
would
Jeffrey, which like hell
Obviously,
yeah,
that one.
I'm in.
Because she's the staff.
Yeah.
She's the staff.
Anthony
Sorry, I know we love you. We love
Anthony
you.
Bourdain better bring Eric Repair because he's not going to bring that bitch that essentially killed him. Anyway, it's for another time. We can do his by the way, his documentary's on the list. Roadrunner, it's spectacular. Cried my eyes out.
You know, I feel like we have to have an unpopular hot take episode.
Yes. All right, I'm gonna start keeping notes of my unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I love it. All right.
Well, this seems like a great party. I think ChatGPT did us a solid with this topic.
Real good.
Solid.
Real good.
Real good. I feel like I'm in a better headspace instead of the one that I suggested, so I appreciate that.
We had just we had been there a little bit before, so I was like, "Do we go there again?"
Yeah. No, I agree.
But
I agree. No, this is
also,
so much better.
It's also a good topic that we can broach another time again, for sure.
Oh yeah. No. But still, all in all, remember, thank you so much for coming to our party.
Hell yeah.
We appreciate it. I hope the conversation 100% is interesting as fuck, for sure. And obviously people, stay to drink afterwards. So, got a little wild after. It got a little wild. We're still nursing the hangovers. It's fine.
Anthony Bourdain is in charge of the hangover meal the next day.
Yes, agreed. Ooh, he probably makes
some with a
really
fried,
good
like
ones.
some type of smash burger with a fried egg on it.
I'm
hungry.
And so again, reminder, our next episode is The Doc is In, with the last 3 episodes of The Most Powerful Man in the World, History of the Pope.
Hello.
And it's the last 3 episodes. If you haven't watched the first 3, go back and watch the first 3 and then watch the episode before. But thank you for joining us again on this episode. And Elaine, take us away.
Stay interesting.